around here somewhere. Probably like that, on an angle a bit, I'd say. Get rid of this, delete this, delete this. This splits the plastic, then it's all over Red Rover. So in the last video, we fitted some larger 630cc Bosch injectors to prep the E46 with a bit more fuel for the turbo. But today we're gonna do the cold side, i.e. the intercooler piping, and have a lot of fun, I hope. I also need to update you all on actually how I'm gonna do this turbo build on a budget and keep it reliable. So let's get into it. Alrighty, let's have a look under here first. Alright, so first things first, we're gonna be doing a top mount. So we're gonna try and fit turbo in around here because there's plenty of room. In Australia here, obviously we're right-hand drive. And as you can see, there's not much room past the steering shaft. Now, yes, it's totally possible to get them past that, but I can't be bothered. Because this is a dedicated track car, I'm just gonna do a hood exit. Maybe down the line, I'll get a proper exhaust routed past the steering shaft, but for now, we're just gonna shoot it straight out the bonnet. Now, my local track rules is just that it has to be behind the strut tower. It's probably gonna sound like a wet fart, but that's what I'm doing. Now, there's some other hurdles we have to get past to boost this thing. One of them is this. This is part of the PCV system, or like the crankcase ventilation. And although they work pretty good, I don't know if it's gonna hold up to boost. Under here, you've just got these little like O-rings in here. Even though I'm not running a ton of boost, I think I'm gonna have to try and find a solution for this. So stay tuned for that. This is another issue. Factory intake boot, pretty soft, which is fine for a standard setup, but also you can see all the cracks developing in my one, so this definitely won't hold up to boost. So I do have a solution for that. All right, and these are all the bits we've got to achieve this so far. Let's start over here. All right, exhaust manifold. You've probably seen these around. These are designed for a bottom mount. So sit like that. Turbo obviously hangs on the bottom there. I'm gonna flip it because this is all symmetrical. Turbo's gonna go on here. Now turbo won't go straight on there because it will hit the engine cover. So I've ordered 2 flanges so we can make a intermediate pipe and adjust it to wherever we want the turbo to mount away from the engine. And this is for an external wastegate. I'll probably have to blank that off, I'd say, because I won't be using an external wastegate. I'll put links to all this stuff in the description. Not everything, because some stuff I've got off Marketplace. So you can get these from Max Speeding Rods or I think eBay. Now I have heard of some people cutting these down the middle, I think just to avoid like expansion cracks. I don't know yet, I'll look into that. So the next part to go on this, obviously, is the turbo. So Max Speeding Rods sent me this to test. That's kind of what sparked this whole thing, which is awesome. If you've seen any of my other videos testing all their stuff, you'll see I don't sugarcoat any of it. I test it rigorously, and I usually come back and revisit it later to see how it's held up. So, all right, let's have a look. Oh, good, it comes with a V-band clamp. That's good. Oh, and the V-band flange to weld on, that's good as well. So this is a T3, T4 hybrid turbo. So basically, it's got a T3, a smaller exhaust side with a larger compressor side. How this will translate to horsepower, I'm not too sure. It's definitely on the modest side, which I wanted anyway, because I'm not opening my engine. I'm not even putting bigger head studs in. So I don't want to go too crazy. I just want to liven it up a little bit. Internally gated, which is what I wanted as well, just to keep it simple. Pretty good. Actually looks pretty good quality, to be honest. Capable of up to 420 horsepower, which would be overkill for me anyway. So actually really good. It comes with the clamp. And I think this is the V-band to weld on. Yeah, that's awesome. Just have to weld our exhaust pipe to this and we got all the rest of the bit. What else we got? Another flange, that's all right. You can always don't have too many of those. It's this bolt, some sort of banjo bolt. Yeah, that's if you're gonna run banjo to the oil feed. Cool, pretty excited. One thing I am curious of is what this wastegate's actually set to. If we can find out. This won't be an exact indication, but might give us some sort of idea. Looks about 14 PSI maybe it started to move, which is pretty good, but it's fully adjustable, so if it's too much, we can always back her off. For oil delivery, I got this line from Drift HQ. Nice braided line. It's also got like a clear coating on it, so it doesn't chafe on anything. I also got this from there. This banjo fitting has the AN line on the end. This replaces the Vanos banjo fitting. So you can just tap this off the Vanos and it'll be nice and strong and shouldn't leak. I've got some other fittings and lines for the drain. I'll put a link for this as well in the description. Hopefully do all this in the next video. Cold side. Obviously I'm just gonna have to run a few 90 degrees and stuff like that. Also doing this on a budget, so if I can save money in certain places, I will. Therefore I got this. This was a marketplace special. It was a lot more trouble than it was worth, but I got it now. So that's what we're doing with that. Like the turbo, it's pretty modest, but I'm not running tons of boost. I'm not running a huge turbo, so I don't need an absolutely enormous intercooler, and I still want space for my steering cooler. I don't want to relocate my steering cooler, so that's sort of why I'm running with this setup. But yeah, it's not bad. It's a little bit rough. I might have to straighten out some of these fins, but it's already kind of got 90 degrees welded to it, so that kind of saves me a bit of time and stuff. I haven't checked for leaks with it yet, which I should do as well, but I do have a friend that can do aluminium welding. If need be, we can get that sorted. Probably on the day that we do the weld the pipe up for the turbo. Blow off valve. This is new, but this was also from Marketplace, an unused one. New, but from Marketplace that somebody hadn't used yet. I'm a little bit worried about it just because I don't know. Hopefully this doesn't let me down, but we'll see how we go. This is all 2.5 inch, by the way, and then we need to step it up to 3 inch. This is to solve the soft factory pipe issue intake. Because I also want to keep my idle control, I got this. So this should go straight on, and that valve should go onto the idle valve. That should hold up to boost. I'll put a link for that as well. I've got about 5 meters of vacuum line because we're going to need a bit of that, and a boost gauge. Do need a few more parts like clamps and some more maybe 90 degree piping and stuff, but I've got most of what I need here. So turbo around here somewhere. Probably like that, on an angle a bit, I'd say. Hitting this, that's gonna have to go, which is good though, because it makes it easy to run all the intercooled piping and stuff. And we might have to clock the turbo as well. Kind of limited, I don't think we can clock it too much. So, we're gonna have to get rid of this, cut a bit more out of this side, get rid of this, delete this, delete this. Also gonna have to find a way to mount the intercooler to here somehow, and have this up on top of it somehow. Let's get it. This is ridiculous. Have a look at this. How am I supposed to get that off? How did someone get that on? There's no room. Love it. The actual throttle body's not much better. All right, there we go. Look at that. So this here, that pipe's the idle control valve. I kind of need that. That's what the extra pipe is. That's why you can't just put a standard like boost pipe on there. You can delete it, but I just want to keep it just for simplicity. Bit of a pain in the ass to get to though. We've got more space here now. Be careful doing these because there's a brake line right here. But I'm going to clean up the edges a little bit. Put a little bit of paint on it so it doesn't rust, and then I'll probably get a bit of a like a rubber seal on there, like a rubber edging, just so it doesn't cut people or whatever. Good though, gives me more room to work. Look at that. I left a bit here too. I've seen some people cut them right up to the corner, but I wanted to keep a little bit of like sort of structural integrity there, just because I don't have a strut brace. And now we've deleted the crankcase ventilation. So I already kind of did half this process years ago because I put on a catch can straight out of the valve cubby here, and then goes to the catch can. And then there's a few other things you've got to blank off, like there's a little pipe on the dipstick just down there. I'll put a little blanking plug on there. These, which are the last piece of the puzzle. So I've got to find a way to blank these off. I'm thinking I can probably tap into it and put like just a blanking plug in there. But I had a thought. There's a few things now I need vacuum for. The map sensor, the boost gauge, and the blow-off valve. So 3 vacuum points I need. So I'm hoping there's a way, actually I'm confident there's a way I can get vacuum from these ports here. All right, it's a new day and it's raining, of course, but I think I found a solution to this with one of these and one of those. So this is a quarter BSP fitting, so it's like a tapered fitting, and it looks like it should thread in, I hope. Tap it with this BSPT quarter tap. I'm going to tap it gently because it's 25-year-old plastic, and hopefully this can be our vacuum source. I'm just going to run a bit of epoxy resin on the threads just to seal the deal, and that way I don't have to go super tight with it either, because I don't want to go, because this is a tapered fitting, I've got to be very careful on this plastic. If I split any of this, then it's all over Red Rover and I'll need a whole new manifold. Let's go. So worried. This splits the plastic, then I'm up for a new manifold. That turned out pretty good, I reckon. So I've got all my vacuum lines on. This one goes to the ECU for the map sensor. This one goes through there for the boost gauge. And this one will go to the blow-off valves. You might have seen me drop a little screw into the ports. The reason for that was to block the port so I didn't get any plastic swarf from the tap in the intake, and then I just used a magnetic screwdriver to get it out before I fit them all. Just remember to take them all out, otherwise you won't have any vacuum. Stoked with that. Now I just got to find a solution to mounting the intercooler. So that's good now, we got that mounted. So we just got the pipe on this side, and when I know exactly where the turbo is going to sit, next video, then we can route the piping straight to that. But then on this side, we go under and up, obviously. This is something to look out for. And I've got that tucked in pretty close, like it's almost touching the headlight here. So if you're going to run intercooler piping, make sure you do a full sweep of your wheels to make sure it clears it. The blow-off valve, which sits pretty good there. I reckon. It's vacuum line that goes to our new port here, and then steps it up to 3" and then into the big slug looking pipe. It's good now. That means we've got most of the cold side done, with the exception of where it meets the turbo over there, but that's fine. With this will be enough. We can run it now and get it on a trailer and get it to my mate's place to finish boosting this thing.